Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope y'all are doing well. Today we are here for something truly really cool, and I gotta say it's taken me aback as for figures or characters that I know nothing about and know nothing about the series. These figures just are drawing me in because of how incredible they look, and if I'm being honest, they could even make it to figure of the year contenders just because so far with these promo photos, of course, you know, they do look amazing. All right, now we're gonna quickly go through the pictures for Guts and Griffith, and I'll give my thoughts overall on them. Again, I'll say I know nothing about the series, so outside of talking about the figures, cannot give any expertise on that stuff. But I'm very surprised to see how well these have turned out. And I know a lot of people were talking, like, before we even got this little picture, that Figma is going to still have the better aesthetic while SH Figuarts will have the better articulation. I think people might have to rethink that, thought, because definitely looking at this, I could tell Tamashii really went all in. First things first, the fact that they've put on a fabric cape for him is like a godsend, right? They dabble a little bit and do it here and there, but for characters like this, it works really well with the overall aesthetic. I do hope it's a wired cape. It should be, but if it's not, that's not really a deterrent for me. But it looks cool either way. The sword, we'll get into the details of the body, like scratches and scars on the arm. That stuff is really cool to me. Like, it really shows like how much care and attention that they have for the character, and wanting to put out a really great product. And I do hope that that's something that they consider more for other characters. I mean, you could tell that there's a little bit of shading that they want to do on here. So I know a lot of people really kind of care about that stuff and would love to see this stuff transition over to other lines that they do have. And for these two to come out swinging like this really tells you like how far Tamashii is willing to go. It just really is something that they need to kind of pick up and do a little bit more. But as you will notice also, he is pretty high for a pre-order. He does seem to, be going off of having what seems to be just more design aesthetic. That's kind of probably driving it up. That big ass sword is probably taking a hefty bit of price too. But I mean, for the figure so far, just of what he looks like, I mean, is it justifiable for 10,000 yen? I don't know. Everybody's value is a little bit different, but depending on how he looks in the final product, maybe, right? They definitely are trying to do shading. They're definitely giving you the fabric cape, a big detailed sword, a detailed body, and very clean faces, and just overall what you would want in most of your figures. But yeah, me and Cyorus and Bombastic Plastic AF were talking briefly about this, but like, look at the details of this sword, man. All right, I know it's nothing super crazy, but it really makes you look back on characters like Ichigo, who was announced. Now, I know that they do these things so far in advance that, a new character that they're doing or whatever might look better than what, we've already seen. I can understand that because it's already been in development for like the last a year and a half to 2 years, right? It's not like they just spun it on us at the last minute. But you look at it and you're like, wow. For example, Ichigo could look so much better. Why does Renji look so much better? Things like that. I would like to see them maybe in the future, get another Ichigo, and hopefully that one looks like even better and somewhat comparable to like Renji and even this. But that's just an example. But yeah, like even the details here, I don't know what this tattoo is. I don't know what the markings are, but like the fact that they would go as well to detail like the dents or like the scratches on the neck and all these little tattoos or symbols and markings and whatnot. Amazing. Now, of course, we'll have to see how this all plays out when we get it, in hand pictures. Of course, things change a lot from production photos to in hand final product photos. So keep that in mind. But Griffith is the one I got to talk about a lot here. I can't tell for sure if this is diecast, but if it isn't, still the aesthetic of it is just phenomenal. Like, the colors really work here, right? You've got a little bit of what feels like a light blue coming down from the hair, really light sky blue, right? With the white kind of translucent looking at the tips there, really cool. And again, fabric cape, wired, you can tell this time, and the purple, it goes so well together. I do love the, aesthetic of the armor. I don't know if you heard that, my mic just kind of popped there. But yeah, it's just really cool. Now, articulation wise with all this armor, I'm not sure how that's going to go. This is very reminiscent of a Saint Seiya figure to me, which Saint Seiya looks really cool. They have a lot of, I think, die cast on their figures, so they tend to probably be a little bit heavier and maybe not as articulated, because they're a little bit dragged down, I would feel. But I mean, we'll have to see how that goes and stuff like that. So far, I think they've shown this character in more standard poses, nothing like too crazy. But the next thing to talk about is the fact that you're getting a horse with this character, and that's why the price also was at almost 15,000 yen, basically. Pretty crazy. So I mean, if you love the character or you really like the aesthetic of this, I mean, go for it. But I mean, I'm saying right now that these have to be some of the best figures that Tamashii has done this year. Okay, and these are just being dropped on us. And all I can say is hopefully, when we get closer to seeing what they're like in person, maybe they even have prototypes at the New York 15th anniversary event. We don't know. If they have that there, I hope people are able to snap pictures and see it. But yeah, I mean, the articulation here and the kind of the waist midsection area, I'm not so sure how I feel about it yet. Again, this character is in all armor, so I can't expect too much out of it, but we'll see. It looks like also the sword comes out of the sheath, so similar to like how Trunks, if you've seen the new feature Trunks that's coming out on the 29th, has a full sword that goes in the sheath, so you don't have like a tiny piece that's like poking out, like similar to SH Figuarts Sasuke. It seems like they're getting away from that now, and they want to do the full sheath, which I can appreciate. Anything else? Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, great looking figures. I love this hair is like really cool. I love the way that the colors like work with that, and again, really shows the attention to detail, the quality of it. You want to see this more and more and more. And yeah, like I said, they didn't show him in any crazy poses or nothing like that, so keep that in mind, that it may not be anything super intense that you can do with it. I'd have to see more out of it first. Also, not sure if this horse is articulated. It looks like not, like it's more so a statue. I believe Figma does sell horses though, so I mean, if you want a articulated horse in the future, you may be looking at that. But yeah, very cool looking characters. Was very surprised that these were dropping photos so quickly. But yeah, I absolutely love them. I hope you guys are interested in them, and definitely leave me comments down below, like how do you feel about the price? Is that something that is really going to deter you from buying it? Because again, as you know, these are product photos. They're meant to kind of be the best version of what it would look like before you get it in hand and whatnot. So hopefully it all transitions well. But let me know, what do you guys think about the aesthetic, the what looks to be accessories, as well as the price, and if you will be pre-ordering in what probably is a day. Japan is usually ahead by a day, so I would prepare yourselves. I'm not sure how popular these are in terms of figure collectors, so if you're trying to get it in early, I suggest you do that now and figure out if you're able to. Otherwise, I do have to check and see if these are general release. I can't imagine them being like any exclusives, right? You don't want to start lines off with exclusives. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.